small correction. It's pronounced as SUSE, S-U-S-E, SUSE, right? It can be tricky, and we have heard various different pronunciations of the name. Somebody calls it SUSE, but the actual pronunciation is SUSE, right? It used to be an acronym, but not anymore. That's the name of the company. And probably some of you might have heard about the recent news around SUSE, right? We got a pretty good valuation and got acquired by a private equity company. But that's great for us because that opens up avenues for further accelerating our growth in the market. My name is Rahul Krishna. I work as a senior solution architect, part of the Global System Integrator Alliances team. So I work with a lot of the India-based global SIs across opportunities all over North America, Europe, Asia Pacific region as well. I am essentially going to talk about how open source can be leveraged or can enable you to drive your digital transformation. Right? And I'm sure everybody would be hungry, so I'll just try to keep my session within the time limits. Okay, so many vendors would have come and talked to you about the technology trends, right? You would have seen this slide or a different variant of this from different vendors. So I'm not going to go into technology trends, you're already aware about them. What you are most concerned about are these 4 points listed here. Increasing the agility of your business. These are the business outcomes that matter to you. How do you offer better service to your customers? How do you retain those customers? How do you bring in new innovative offerings to the market? And how do you drive efficiency in your business? How many of you are looking at all 4 of these initiatives? Just a quick show of hands. Right? And at least 2 or 3 of these, I think driving efficiency is the number one thing that you have to continuously look at doing, right? And then in this competitive world, bringing new offerings and offering better services to customers is a given. You cannot just do without it, right? So I'm just going to touch about how our solutions can be leveraged, and I'm not going to go into any product discussion here, right? Just what strategy we have, what vision we have, and how our solutions can be very useful to you. So as you look at all these business outcomes, you're increasingly seeing the role of open source in these business outcomes, right? The open source projects also have exploded significantly over the past years. We have hundreds of projects running under the Apache Foundation, Eclipse, and other foundations. But then you have millions of projects on GitHub, right? And many of these are very important for you or will play a very important role in your digital transformation. The challenge for you is, or challenge for the customers is, which of these projects should you hedge your bets on? How do you make that decision? Which of these projects are going to stick around? Which of them should you test? Which of them should you deploy in production? Right? This is where organizations like SUSE come into play. So SUSE has been doing open source for 25 years now. We just celebrated our 25 years anniversary last week. And we were earlier known only as an enterprise Linux company. But we have transformed ourselves into a software-defined infrastructure company. And I'll just talk about it a bit post this. We pride ourselves in calling an open source company. What does it really mean? It means that it's not just about what we do. We do open source. We provide open source code. But it also is about how we do it. Right? The way we build our solutions, the way we conduct our business. For example, we encourage collaboration and contribution even with our competitors. We know that you already have a lot of existing investment. So the solutions that we build should sit in your enterprise alongside the infrastructure that you've already invested on. You shouldn't have to rip and replace to just embrace open source technology or these new technologies. We know that open also means integration of proprietary technologies with open source technologies. You need not have to buy everything from one single vendor, but you are looking to use best of breed stacks. And that is essentially how we also play in this market. That is the strategy that we follow when we build our solutions. Right? So And then we are completely open to working with partners, and that is the way that we can scale and we can address your requirements. So, what are the areas that we play? Primarily, as I said, we evolved from an enterprise Linux company to a software-defined infrastructure company. So the first thing that we help you to do is build software-defined infrastructure powered by open source components, right? And within this space, we offer you a consistent experience across your entire infrastructure, from edge to core to even cloud, and cloud could mean public and private cloud here. We offer you solutions that are highly resilient, that we have tested thoroughly, because it's not just picking an open source project and handing it over to you. We are doing a lot of hardening, a lot of testing, and packaging it as a product that you can easily consume and deploy in your environments. Highly scalable solutions, and we can talk about these in more details at the booth. We also provide a complete deployment and lifecycle governance solutions around our products. Right? So that's one part of it. Now you can look at the entire SDI story, you may look at the part of the story depending on what is more relevant to your initiatives and what is the kind of outcome you're looking at. The second area that we play in is the modern application delivery platform. As you move from the traditional monolithic applications into more cloud-native applications or microservice architectures, you need a completely new development and deployment platform. A lot of you know it as a DevOps cycle, right? Again, a very highly abused word, but each of you can have your own definition of what a DevOps looks like. But primarily, an end-to-end offering that takes care of not just the development aspect, but the deployment and testing aspects all in one. So we started to offer those solutions as well. The choice of tools that we have made is based on industry standard projects that pretty much most of the vendors and also the customers are embracing. And I think I'll just highlight a few open source projects in the next slide. And these can be running within your premise, or these can be running on a managed cloud, or these can be running on a public cloud. So you do have options of where you want to deploy the solutions. So here's a quick glance of the open source projects. Not sure how clearly it is visible, but you can very clearly see Cloud Foundry and Kubernetes, particularly in the modern application delivery platform space, and some of the traditional names, OpenStack as the cloud solution. We have software-defined storage component that is based on Ceph, and then software-defined networking. So these are all open source projects that you would have heard about or come across. What we are essentially doing is packaging them, hardening them, and making them more usable for you. So you don't have to worry about individual projects, and you have somebody backing you, providing you the entire support and life cycle around these products. Okay. Now, as you transition from your traditional data centers into a more agile data center, this is what you would see. Essentially, running both side by side, your traditional applications as well as your new agile applications, right? So we provide you the complete tool sets, applications that help you achieve this. Now, there are various challenges that you see here. You have day zero challenges in terms of planning the deployment of a platform on which you can deploy these applications. Day one challenges of actually implementing and configuring it, or day two challenges of essentially maintaining the operations and management. So across all of these, you can have various different challenges of development, testing, deployment, configuration management. SUSE provides the entire toolset that can help you manage day zero, day one, and day two operations. Okay? And this is all essentially spanning across the products and open source projects that I just highlighted earlier. Now, while we are doing this, we are not doing this in isolation, as in SUSE is not developing everything in-house. We work with major technology, service and integration vendors. We partner with them so that we are able to ensure that the products that we are providing are able to work with different set of hardware, different set of applications. So you're getting a completely supported ecosystem. Right? The system integrator aspect is very important because they are the ones who can implement very complex solutions for you. they are the ones who can ensure that a project is successfully delivered. So we partner with the system integrators as well, because they bring that kind of scale that will help you do these requirements. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And then we also offer our own set of services. In certain cases, customers expect us to support them directly or provide services directly. So we do have our own services team, our own premium support team that can be brought into play to ensure that some of these complex technologies and emerging technologies that require a lot of hand-holding, we are able to deliver them successfully for you. And then lastly, our commitment to our customers is we provide solutions that help you innovate, integrate, and secure open source technologies so that you can create cost-effective solutions for your mixed IT enterprise. The three tenets that we follow: we are an open source company. We are true to the open source vision. It's not just about open source code, it's also about the flexibility that we offer. Zero locking for you, which means if you use our solutions doesn't mean that you get locked into us. If we don't offer you services that are up to the mark, you have a choice of moving to somebody else. Right? And open to partnering. In fact, we partner with many of our customers as well. We are open to suggestions to customers, we listen to them, and all the new capabilities that we bring into our products, or all the new products that we bring to the market, are essentially driven by demand from the customers. Right? So that we listen to you, we hear from you, we understand your requirements, and we bring those requirements into our products. So, as a next step, I would request all of you to identify what are your top priorities and reach out to your SUSE contacts and talk to them so that we can together figure out how we can help you achieve your business outcomes. We are having a booth here, so you can also come down and have a chat. I would also request you to visit our website, SUSE.com, and follow us on social media so that you can get all the latest updates and news whenever you desire. So with that, I hope I've been able to keep time. Thank you all for your patient listening. I know it can be very difficult before lunch, but thank you.